Hello everybody. This is my first time recording a video. Not necessarily the first time, but the first time I'm doing it off script, so I'm still getting used to it a little bit, but welcome. Today, I'll be diving into some speed painting magic delivered by Army Painter themselves. I've been looking for proper metallic paints for a little while now, and this has led me down a rather deep and dark path. From goopy glovery metallic paints all the way to brush destroying airbrush metallics. I am, however, happy with the Citadel metallics. Retributor Gold, Lead Belcher, Iron Warriors are alright. I use them quite a lot. And when I apply these, I apply them undiluted. Because when these paints get diluted, they have AS coverage. And in my search, I stumbled onto a metallic war paint by Army Painter. Having seen my buddy Galloway Paints on TikTok have a sponsorship with them, I thought I'd shoot my shot, so I sent them an email, and they were more than willing to help me out. At the time, however, I requested their metallic war paints to try out, but they told me it'd be better to try the speed paints since something was going to change soon. I think by now we all kind of know what that is. A little reluctant though, I went ahead and agreed with the speed paints, and it took a little while for those paints to arrive. During this time, I looked through my bits, bobs, and models to see if I had anything that would be perfect to test these on. And I had stumbled on an old set of Stormcast Eternals models, the Liberators. These are all chonker versions of the Stormcast Eternals with bulky armor and little detail. Perfect for a speed paint and a challenge. Usually I find it hard to paint fast. I stumble upon details that I want to be painted anyway and as good as I can, and I just like to fiddle and get every minor detail on the model. Now with these models, I'll try and get them done as fast as I can using only Army Painter speed paints and whatever contrast or ink I have laying around. To get some nice depth on these models, I'll be applying the patent Wargamer slab chop technique by Honest Wargamer, and then attack the models with different main colors and then some fitting secondary colors to make the little details pop a bit. I've asked my patrons which colors they would love to see on these models, and the vote came down to the following three. We are going to test Brazen Copper, Aztec Gold, and Enchanted Steel. First, we're going to start with the preparation of the models. I start off with the first layer of Chaos Black by Citadel, and I make sure that I have a full covering layer. I spray the model twice, 2 fingers, and in short bursts, just making sure the first layer is dry, and then I do another cycle of spraying. Once they're all black, I take them to my mini painting station deluxe and I add a layer of dark gray, not fully zenithal and not on the full model. I keep the cone of my airbrush above the knees of the model as a way to simulate light. And lastly, I take a little bit of white ink and I do a zenithal spray from the top, only aiming for the head, like this area here, this melon, and the upper chest and the shoulders, just to make sure that it's nice. Putting the airbrush away, I take a dry brush and I dry brush the arms just to make sure that the edges all have this little bit of a highlight on them. And once the 3 models are fully prepped, I'll be using Army Painter speed paints properly first. And first up is going to be Aztec Gold. It's the most unique one in the box to my idea, so I want to see how it looks. So let's get to it. I'll start adding the Aztec Gold. My patrons and I were very curious of this paint because the bottle has a bit of a green symbol on it and metallic green. I honestly just wanted to see what it does. And once it is applied and in place, all that's left is the weaponry and the details, plus some minor bits and bobs here and there, which I will save for later because I want to know what these speed paints actually do. My first thoughts on this paint is that the application seems to be quite well. It has a very nice coverage to it. I noticed that the Aztec Gold, however, which the emblem on the bottle is green of, is not as green as I hoped it would be. It would, however, made it more unique. I had a vortex mixer to check the bottle and shake the bottle very well. However, this did not change the consistency or the brightness of any green within the metallic. It does have a little bit of a green like hue to it, but it's very subtle. So now that it has been applied, I'll put the model away. We'll grab the next one. I am looking forward to the next one and see what it does and how it applies. I am a sucker for copper colors, and this one, brazen copper, through the bottle has a nice reddish brown hue to it. Immediately I notice a difference in coverage with this one, however. It almost seems like the paint is too watered, and I decide to use the vortex mixer to see for a second time. However, this does change the application of the paint quite a bit. Going from red to a more pearlescent red goldish color, I like the colors a lot. Actually, both of them, so the diluted one and the undiluted one basically. So mixed and not vortex mixed. But the coverage on this one is kind of disappointing. Maybe if I let it dry, it solves itself due to its properties or something. I'm not a scientist on this field, but we'll be putting this one away and we'll see what happens when it dries fully. The next one we're going to try is Enchanted Steel. This one has a very nice bluish steel tint to it, which I really like. It's really deep and vibrant. Because I tried the other two on a vortex mixer, after trying to apply them, I decided to use this one on a vortex mixer beforehand. And you know, this seems to help. The coverage is smooth and it is nice. Nothing special here, to be honest, just an overall good paint. Overall, I tested a few things like reactivity and adding an extra layer to make sure that it covered well. I don't think that the undercoat really worked, the slap chop one at least. As far as metallics paints go, some cover well, others not so much. I am kind of disappointed by the brazen copper though. There's something about the color that is really nice, but I feel either the slap chop or the coverage scuffed the paint job a little bit. I could see myself working with these more as regular metallics or as, for instance, a base coat and just go from there. So in general, are these metallics good? Yes. If you want a quickly painted army, these paints cover very well, enough so with just an exception here and there. Sadly, one of those exceptions is brazen copper. However, that could be a problem on my end for not applying it properly. So yeah, now we go to the final step. As is tradition, you should always follow a metallic paint with a coat of non-oil and such. This is the effect of that. For the Aztec Gold one, I apply Reichland Flesh Shade to see the effect. All in all, this took me about less than an hour to apply to the full model to be painted. So my final thoughts on Army Painter Metallics is that, for instance, if you're painting things like Necrons, Stormcast, or Marines, for example, and you want them painted metallic very quickly, this paint will definitely help you out. Just make sure that you prime the models either fully white, I think, or you increase the white for your slab chopping, leaving only little bits of dark spots, but that will make them like fully white. After I added a shade to these metallics, which Army Painter has as well, the colors have evened out a bit more, made them look a little bit better. However, I suggest you do follow the booklet that comes with the paint and explains how the paint needs to be applied, because it does seem as though light gray and white really helps these paints pop off your model and make them more vibrant. I've had no issues with the reactivating of paint, and the only downside is that there's no real slab chopping options this way, as black does not really work well as an undercoat. It showed as if the paint job was scuffed while doing that, so just make sure you have something akin to a vortex mixer or whatever to have these paints properly blended and mixed together. In any case, thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe and like, as in the future more of these videos will be released, either of paint jobs that I'm going to do myself, as I've been learning a lot as well over the past few months, and I want to apply that and share that knowledge that I have. And please do be sure to check out my Linktree as I stream on Twitch 4 days a week, 4 hours per day, and yeah, we do a bunch of cool stuff on there. So yeah, come swing by, say hi. I hope you enjoy your day. Hope you found this video helpful, and good luck with your painting. Have a good one. Bye.